His platinum card slid across the counter, but the screen flashed back red, declined. The room froze, a billionaire, humiliated. Then, from the corner of the store, a little black girl stepped forward and did the unthinkable. The cashier's voice carried across the quiet store. "I'm sorry, sir, your card. It's declined." Asterisk, the words struck like thunder in the air. Heads turned. A billionaire, a man known for his empire of glass towers and luxury cars, stood frozen, gripping the counter as if it could swallow his shame. His tailored suit seemed smaller now. His polished shoes anchored him like stones, and for the first time in decades, he looked powerless. Whispers began. Eyes darted. Some smirked. Others shook their heads. To them, this was entertainment. The mighty brought low, but behind the crowd, a little black girl, no older than 9, watched in silence. Her gaze was steady, unblinking, as though she could see something no one else could. The man's jaw clenched. He thought of the years he had spent building walls higher than most men dared to climb. Money was his shield, his armor. But at this counter, with a machine's cold rejection, his empire meant nothing. Once, long ago, he had been a soldier, not the kind who fought in foreign deserts or jungles, but the kind who fought in silence, for survival, for a family that rarely said thank you, for respect that never came. He had grown up with dirt beneath his fingernails and hunger biting his stomach like fire. He swore he would never feel powerless again. And so he built, and built, and built. But now, all of it collapsed under one word: declined. The crowd swelled. With murmurs, some stepped back, distancing themselves from the man they once admired. Others folded their arms, ready to enjoy the spectacle of arrogance undone. And then the girl moved, small shoes tapping against the polished floor. She walked to the counter, her hand, still sticky with the remnants of a candy wrapper, reached into her pocket. She pulled out crumpled bills, coins scratched and dull, the kind that carried the smell of earth and sweat. Gasps rippled through the room. She looked at the cashier, then up at the billionaire. Her voice, though soft, cut through the silence. "I'll pay." The words didn't sound like charity. They sounded like command. The man turned, his eyes burning with shame and awe. For decades, he had towered above others, but now he looked up. At her dot, the cashier hesitated, uncertain. The bills were small, barely enough to cover a fraction. Yet in that moment, it was not about the money. It was about the weight of her gesture. And the room shifted. The whispers died. The smirks vanished. One by one, strangers straightened their posture, realizing they were not witnessing a downfall, but a lesson. The man felt the sting of tears press against his eyes. Tears he had not allowed since boyhood. Respect, he thought, doesn't come from wealth. It comes from grace. He bent down, his voice low, so only she could hear. "You've given me more than money today." Her answer was simple, eternal. Sometimes the smallest hands carry the greatest strength. The crowd stood still, and for the first time bowed, not to a billionaire, but to a child's silent dignity. The man straightened, his shame transformed into something higher. True power he whispered to himself, isn't measured in wealth. It's measured in the courage to give when you have nothing. By the end of the day, his account would be corrected. A bank error, nothing more. But he knew the truth. No wire transfer, no mansion, no empire could ever equal the moment when a little girl showed him the wealth of the human heart. And as he left, the girl still clutching her crumpled bills, the room carried with it a truth that echoed like scripture. Silent dignity defeats pride, and honor is richest when it comes from the smallest voices. Sometimes life humbles the mighty so they can remember what truly matters. Respect, kindness, and silent strength can carry more weight than any fortune. Wherever you're watching from, tell us, what do you think real wealth is? Share your thoughts below. And subscribe for more stories that honor silent heroes who remind us of what really matters.